I've done most of my participation with Sudbury Ringette and Walden Ringette associations. I started late 90s. My sister needed a coach for her Bell team, which is U19 now. So I got on board and coached her for 1 year, but I moved to Toronto after that. And through the 80s, I lived in Toronto and I couldn't get involved in Ringette. But when I moved back to Sudbury in the 90s, in the beginning of the 90s, I went to Parks and Rec and said, does any Ringette association or Ringette teams need a coach? And they came back with Percy Playground needed a coach. So I started coaching a tween team, which is U14 now. And since then, every year I've coached a team, whether it's a house league team, provincial, U12, AA, open AA. I coached some years in AAA for Northeast Region and United. In the mid-90s, I got involved with the executives in Sudbury, so I was president of Sudbury for a little while, and then I moved on and I was part of the executive for Northeast Region, and I was president of Northeast Region for a number of years, which had me on the board of directors for Ontario Ringette. I've been standing committee members. I've chaired standing committee teams, and now this year, in the last couple of years, I've coached Laurentian University's entry in the team, and I help out at the house league level. I did the U12s the last couple of years, helping someone out. That's the short version of my Ringette resume.
My name's Teagan. I played for 18 years, mostly in the house league, but I've also played on some other teams like OPP Strike Force and most recently on Laurentian's Ringette team. And I've also done a lot of traveling with my dad to tournaments and board of directors weekends and whatnot whenever I can get out there. Mostly when I was a kid, I did a lot more, but now I try and go whenever I can.
Well, if you talk to Teagan, it was inevitable that she was going to be in Ringette. But yeah, I signed her up in the Bunnies. I signed her up when she was young, when she was 4 or 5 years old. And I remember that the first time she went on the ice, I went on the ice to help, and she shuffled off. She fell. I bent down to pick her up, and she said, "No, Dad, leave me alone." And she shuffled off by herself. And I never had to go on the ice as a bunny unless I was helping somebody else on the team, because she just went on and did what she had to do. Her years in playing bunny, she was just doing smart things. She, like osmosis, watching the AAA or the older girls playing AA, and she would do things like all the bunny girls would be in a scrum trying to get the ring. There'd be 10 girls all. Teagan would just skate through the center of it, kick the ring out of the scrum, and then pick it up on the other side and just skate away with it while everybody else is still looking for the ring. You know, little things like that that she's always been smart at doing. And it's probably because she was watching a lot of the high-end girls play, and she picked up a lot. She won't admit it, but she was just always a smart player right from the beginning.
I don't remember my first years playing. I do remember sometimes I'd be like, I don't want to go to practice. And he said, well, after this practice, you don't have to go anymore. But I always went back. And I think it was mostly like, yeah, it was fun and I loved the game, but I think it was mostly because he was so devoted to it and I learned to be in love with it. And I got to spend time with him doing what we both love. We did a lot of quality time together through Ringette, and although he's a great guy, I think that's what made him my best friend, was that we got to do those things together and we got to have fun and we got to watch Ringette, but also like play Ringette and talk about Ringette. And I think overall it was just, over time, our relationship stayed good because we got to do these things together. It's
been fun. I mean, going to tournaments when she's not playing was always fun, and then when she started playing, it got more important, and it was exciting to be part of her growth in the sport when she was playing at the provincial level and at the house league levels. I think it just made us closer. We were able to spend time going to the tournaments and coming back, and before she started playing, we always, if she comes to the tournament, she behaves at the tournament while I'm coaching, then we always went somewhere special, Toys R Us, or somewhere she wanted to eat, or go swimming in the pool at the hotel, or, you know, we always had something that, you know, we have fun, we're going to have fun for the whole weekend. So it was more of a trip, not just a tournament, but it was something for us to do together. You know, after a while, being part of Ringette, being part of the family of Ringette is your identity, and you work with that. And as I was coming up through, I was learning stuff, and I was the people that were coming up behind me were not learning the same stuff. So I was always, I'm going to be there to support the next coaches or the next standing committee members, or, you know, executive. I was always there to step forward and give them the experience. Some people, they get in, and as soon as their daughter is finished, they run away, because, I mean, in small associations, if you don't leave quickly, they'll sign you up for something else. And, you know, someone early in my career said that, you know, if you're part of Ringette for more than 7 years, you're part of it for life. And I was always there. It was something for me to do. It was something that I was able to pass on to other people. And I mean, I pass it on to Teagan. We talk about executive decisions, or how the decision is made, and we've always talked about it, or why we coach the way we coach. But I also have always been involved because I enjoyed being with the people and enjoyed passing on whatever knowledge. Because you know, when I came on board, you were just thrown to the wolves sometimes. You got thrown in on an executive as president, and the executive is past gone. He doesn't even want to have anything to do with it. And you're sort of trying to figure out what you're doing. So I was lucky that I had people that mentored me through my executives. Jackie Lajeunesse, I went through, and Jackie helped me a long way to develop what I learned. And I always felt that the Jackies of the world, I want to pass it forward, basically, on what I've learned, so that the next people are not, you know, so lost when they get into a position.
I think my favorite thing about him is that he's so genuine and easy to get along with, and he takes the time to like talk to people, and if they don't understand something, he'll try and explain it to them so that they understand, not in a bad way, but that so that everyone is on the same page and everyone is happy. Happy Father's Day, Dad.